Hello. Hello, hi. And I want this. There we go. Hello, it's me. Phantom Wolf, how's it going? There it is. That's the bottle of the day, this thing. It's going good. That's good. It's always good for things to be good. It is a bourbon. You're right. It is a Kentucky Straight bourbon whiskey, but it's a little special. It's got a port wine finish. So that's the special thing about it. Mosley's getting into my box. I wish you guys could see this. Anyway, yeah. So this was our bottle that was, well, we had a four-way tie in our community poll selection on Discord for the monthly community crack, but this was the only one that wasn't bourbon, so or wasn't Scotch. And since we've done a lot of Scotch recently, I wanted to do something that wasn't Scotch. I'm also kind of interested in the idea of finished bourbons. Because bourbons are mostly very similar because they have very tight restrictions on their maturation. So, kind of thinking about outside the box and doing something like a wine finish on a bourbon, which technically it's no longer bourbon, but it's now a finished bourbon. Could be something interesting for the taste buds. Difference between cognac and whiskey. Oh, well, there's lots of differences. So the key difference, say when it comes to the source liquid. So whiskey, regardless of what kind of whiskey we're talking about, whiskey at its source is a distillation of a beer or a wort, or not a wort, but of a beer that is made from grains. So all whiskey is made from grains in some fashion. If it's single malt, it's all malted barley. If we're talking about bourbon, we're talking about a mash bill of about at least 51% corn. But regardless of if it's rice, if it's wheat, if it's oats, if it's rye, whiskey is always grains. It is a grain product. Whereas cognac is essentially a version of brandy. So brandy is a distillation of a fruit product, basically. Typically, cognac is made with grapes. So those would be a lot of times they try to use grapes out of the Champagne region, but um, there are some cognacs that are not quite in the Champagne region, but cognac is essentially a form of brandy. A brandy that is made from a specific kind of grape that creates a wine. So when we distill something, when it comes to whiskey, you would create essentially a hopless beer and then distill that beer. In cognac, you would essentially make like a wine and then distill that wine. And the particular grapes they use for cognac are like make a really unpalatable wine. It's a wine you would not want to drink. I don't know. I've never had it, but for whatever reason, the particular grape variety they use makes a wine that's like not very. You would not want to drink it. So it's like a prime candidate to do something like distill it. So of course, after you distill your wine, you end up with a brandy. But one of the main differences between a brandy and a cognac is cognac has certain aging requirements, but also it has certain additives. So, for example, brandy you might find unaged. Got me a bottle of Remy Martin, 21st birthday. Remy Martin, the fine champagne of cognac. Um, I just guy on YouTube that works at a high-end restaurant in Vegas, and he films like opening wines and things like that. I saw a 10K bottle of cognac, so I got curious. Yeah, so cognac doesn't have to be expensive. I have a few cognacs. Um, I'd like to try more cognacs, but the unfortunate reality of where I'm at, you kind of only get the most big brand cognacs. Also, cognac, um, pound for pound, is more expensive than whiskey. It might be the most expensive spirit. Like a neat, sippable, palatable cognac, a lot of times is like the same price as like 15 or 16-year-old scotch. It's quite expensive. Um, so these are the only two that I have right now. I'd like to get more, but again, it is kind of on the expensive end. This one is your VSOP, very special old pale. This is kind of like um, the place in which it comes like pretty neat sippable. I would not go for like a VS cognac, very special. Very special is not very special. Um, so these things are 100-year age cognac. I mean, yeah. The thing about cognac too is again there's a lot of additives and things going on. So I forget the exact rules, but I think you can have what's the percentage? Some percentage of this can be additives. So basically, this is in all. Mom always told me I'm special. In all intents and purposes, this is an aged brandy with some additives. Um, so what's the exact rule? Let's just bring. I'm not the most familiar with cognac because it's not one of like my main suits, but let's bring up the rules so I know 100% that I'm not giving you the wrong information. Um, so the grapes in cognac they must use Ugni Blanc, Folle Blanche, or Colombard, which as far as I know, I don't know which one they most. I think Ugni Blanc is the one they most commonly use, and it like makes like a really nasty wine. So it must be distilled twice in a copper pot, alembic pot still, um, and must be aged in French oak barrels for at least 2 years. Uh, 10K Louis 13. Louis 13 here, the regular bottle is about $5,000 Canadian. So I don't know if they're like a special edition of it, maybe. Um, yeah, so 40% minimum alcohol. Let's see what's the actual. I seem to think the VSOP is minimum 4 years age, but maybe it's 6. They changed the rules on cognac. Um, Made statement. Yeah, so VS is or very special is 3 years. Very superior old pale is minimum 4 years. So this is minimum 4 years aged in French oak. Napoleon is minimum 6 years. Now, this says Cognac de Napoleon. I don't know if that means that this one counts as 6 years. My understanding is this one is about 8 years old. This Courvoisier VSOP. And then you have EXO, this one here, EXO. So this is minimum extra old. This is minimum 10 years aged. And there's also an XXO, which is minimum 14 years. And there's a couple other kind of keywords that you can use. Vieille Réserve, which is 5 years. Réserve Rare, which is 5 years. Très Vieille Réserve, 6 years. And Héritage, 6 years. But the main difference, again, this is a brandy made from grapes. This is a whiskey. This is a a moonshine, if you will, a grain spirit that was aged in barrels. But this is also aged in barrels. But you can have some additives, and almost all cognacs have some additives. Typically in whiskey, you're not allowed any additives. You can't like put sugar in there or shit like that, unless you're in Canada. Or we'll pretend we'll pretend it's all up and up there. Um, so for cognac, let's see, what's the percentage? For some reason, I think it's 9%, but I can't remember. Um, Cognac additives. It's like a brandy wine mix, not quite. I'm just trying to find the percentage of the additives. Can't remember what percentage it is. I'll get into the additives in a minute. They're not. One's complicated and one is. Two are not that complicated. 4%. Okay, so 4% volume. Let's make sure that's right because that's a fucking AI answer, and sometimes AI answers are bullshit. Okay, so in brandy you wouldn't have any additives, but in cognac you could have 4 additives. And the 4 additives cannot exceed 4% of the total volume. So if this is 100 liters, only 4 liters of it could be additives. And the 4 additives are things that are obvious. First, you can put water in it. You can dilute it. This is 40% alcohol. That's the minimum amount of alcohol. Most cognacs end up being 40% alcohol. They're very smooth in that way, but they would not come out of the barrel like that. They would become at a higher proof. The second additive you can use is sugar. You can put sugar in cognac. Again, only 4% of the total volume. The third thing you can use is E150 caramel coloring, which you cannot use in bourbon, but you can use in pretty much any other whiskey, Scotch, Irish whiskey, Canadian whiskey, pretty much anything that was a brown liquid that is not bourbon can use E150 caramel coloring. American single malt can use it. So some amount of this is caramel food coloring to make it look more rich. And the fourth, more complicated thing is called boisé, which is a unique thing to cognac. Almost every cognac has this additive called boisé. And some of these cognac houses are very proud of their boisé recipe. It's almost as much of a part of cognac as the liquid, this boisé. And basically what this is they take like wood chips, basically, and then they boil them and reduce them down into like this woody kind of sludge. And they use some of that as an additive in the beverage to give it more like rich woody flavors, I suppose. To me, like that kind of sounds like almost like a proxy for aging in the barrel. It's like, well, we didn't get enough barrel flavors from aging it in the barrel, so let's put some fake barrel in there that we made on the stove. That's kind of what it sounds like. But this has been a practice in cognac, as far as I know, for so long that this is just normal. Like this is an assumed part of cognac. Um, He didn't pour it. He used something else. What else would he use? I mean, a lot of places, if they use if they're pouring a very fancy spirit, they will make sure the measurement is exact. So, say you have a $10,000 bottle of cognac. Um, One of the best ways a bar can lose money is overpouring. If they overpour, especially on expensive bottles. So I wouldn't be surprised if they got the measurement exactly right on something expensive like that. Because I know that's a thing, like especially when making mixed drinks. If like your bartenders are like using too much alcohol and less of the cheap stuff, you can actually lose money. Apparently, the North Korean dictator is a fan of that Louis Cognac stuff. When the UN imposed sanctions on them, they tried to stop shipments of it to the country. Yeah, I mean, again, Remy Martin, or not Remy Martin, Louis 13 is is a renowned cognac product for sure. Again, it's like $5,000 for a bottle. And funnily enough, if this is exciting enough to you, I did. There's a guy who's in there in here sometimes called El Capitano, and he did a shot, not a shot, but I think he had a pour of this like a $300 pour of this Louis 13 one time, and I promised him that if I ever make enough money at this that I quit my job, I'll buy a bottle of Louis 13 and drink it on stream. But we'll see if that ever happens. Um, Brandy's often used in cooking. Yeah, you can drink brandy and neat too, though. Brandy's actually quite interesting. It's hard to come by up here. He was like a metal syringe type thing. Just a measure. I think you're right. Yeah, that's probably what it is. It's probably like the kind of thing where like you want to get exactly right the measurement. That control the pour and track it electronically. Do you think like so you know those like toppers they put on bottles that have the spout? Do you think it's in there? Is it that kind of thing where like when they do that thing where they pour the liquor and it's got like that long spout? You think it's like in there, it tracks it? I know some bartenders are like just god tier and they like know how much a pour is without even looking. But I mean that makes sense. That again, like I said, this is just truth to the fact that overpouring on alcohol, especially in mixed drinks, is like a major loss leader, I think. Stops it automatically. Yeah, that would make sense. That way you don't have to trust your bartenders. The thing does it for them. Um, but yeah, cognac. I'd like to do more cognac, but again, I think the best cognacs that you get are not these like giant brands, right? They're like because your giant brands are Courvoisier, Hennessy, Martel. This is actually not one Larson. What's the other one that's off the top of my head? Um, Remy Martin, right? 1.5 ounces a standard shot. That would be 45 milliliters. I'm not sure exactly what the standard shot is. And the reason is I went and tried to find this information out. I was like, how much is a standard shot? Because I was like, well, is it two? Is it one? Is it 1.5? And basically what I found out is who the fuck knows? There's no rule, right? So if you're in North Dakota, it might be two. If you're in California, it might be one. If you're in West Virginia, it might be 1.5. You could go to a bar and it's 1.5, and you go to the next bar over and it's 2. You go to the next bar over, it's 1.2. There's no rule. And how much is a shot? Yeah. Yeah. I always think of it as 1 ounce is roughly 30 milliliters. Doing a tasting today, we will be opening this Angel's Envy at some point. I'm just blabbing right now. I like doing that. Um, but yeah, I'd like to try more cognacs. But what I've heard is the best cognacs you can get are not these like big brand cognacs. They're like cognacs from like little tiny houses, like almost like craft cognacs that you gotta like really. uh, know what to look for and have like a good selection, and you don't get that up here. There's also Armagnac too, which is a different, is very similar to cognac, but it's from a different region of France. Um, it's a lot cheaper, and it's probably just as good. So I'd like to try some Armagnac too, but it's hard to get the stuff here. I recently did an order from Alberta for mostly, I think it's all whiskey. Yeah, it's all whiskey. Three scotches and an Irish whiskey. But if I was to get like some more interesting cognacs, probably have to order from Alberta. Is your favorite bottle you have of anything? I mean, that's rough, man. That's a rough one. I don't really have a favorite. Um, the highest one I've ever rated is Deanston 18, and that's available on my Discord server. You can see a list of my ratings, but I've only rated roughly 30% of all the bottles that I have, roughly. Um, we got more to come. Anyway, we'll throw these up. Mouse is behaving today. That's good. I wonder if it's decided to fix itself. All right. We will grab a glass, and I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back. That's a good starter for someone who doesn't like the big brands. For example, I don't like Jack, and I haven't found one I like. Well, the question starts is becomes, um, what don't you like about Jack? That would be the question. Um, because there's all kinds of different worlds of spirits, and Jack Daniels is part of. It's a Tennessee whiskey, but it's part of the bourbon sphere. But that being said, Jack Daniels Old Number Seven is not what I would call a sipping beverage. Um, you can drink it neat. I would. I'm not going to say it's bad neat, but it's not like. It's almost like not the intended purpose of that bottle. That bottle is like probably made to be mixed, frankly. Um, or for someone who's not looking for flavor. There's not a lot of flavor going on there. It's heavily diluted to 40% alcohol. It's very smooth. It's been matured, or it's been filtered with charcoal. Um, do you make some higher end whiskey? Yeah. So again, we're talking about Jack Daniels. We're talking about Jack Daniels Old Number Seven. Um, this is not the same as Jack Daniels Bonded. This is not the same as Jack Daniels Single Barrel Select. This is not the same as Jack Daniels Triple Mash or any of Jack Daniels' more premium products like the age stated ones. There's a Jack Daniels 10. There's a Jack Daniels 12-year-old. What else is there? There's some other fancy ones, like there's a Sinatra one. Um, there is single barrel proof. There's Jack Daniel's rye barrel proof. Anything at a Jack Daniel's that is not Old Number Seven is more suitable to drinking straight. There's like no flavor because it feels like a mixer. That's because it kind of is. So I wouldn't go and be like, hey, I don't like Jack Daniel's, like, what's going on here. It's kind of like more like you're probably trying to drink the mixing Jack Daniels like a neat Jack Daniels. If you wanted to try something from, and I wouldn't even drink Gentleman Jack. I think that maybe be a little too light too. Um, Gentleman Jack is twice as charcoal filtered as the first one. What I would do, for example, if you wanted to try something that's from Jack Daniels, from a Brown-Forman product, you can do two things. One, you can go up in the Jack Daniels line, try Jack Daniels Bonded, Jack Daniels Bottled in Bond. It's going to be 100 proof. It's going to be the same flavor profile as Jack Daniels, but it's going to be turned right up. All the flavors are going to be much louder. You're going to get more of that banana, a little bit more of that oak and sweet character. Alternatively, you could go to other line that's from Brown-Forman, which is Woodford Reserve. And I would not get the Woodford Distillers Select. I would go with something a little higher end. Try the Woodford Double Oaked. This one's fucking delicious. Woodford Double Oaked, I think, is a great product for someone who is new to bourbon and wants something that is smooth, creamy, rich, syrupy, approachable. It's going to be like twice the price as Distillers Select, but this is more what you want. Jack Bonded Rye. Yeah, so I mean, if you have bonded rye, that will be more suitable for drinking neat. But again, this is a rye whiskey, so you have to consider that rye whiskeys are a little bit different than bourbon. Some people have a love-hate relationship with rye whiskey because ryes are going to be spicier, more anise, more licorice, more dill, more on those spicier characters, more on those licorice characters, and less on the like maybe oaky kind of sweet characters. It's not just straight sweet, straight oak. It's more on the spiciness. So some people don't like rye whiskeys. They are kind of divisive a little bit, but they're still popular in the United States. And again, you can, but in the same measure, you can go in a completely different direction. You can get Scotch, right? So, you can get scotches that are completely different than bourbons. They're honey and light orchard fruits and floral, or other ones that are like dried fruits and raisins and plums, and like baking spices, like cocoa, chocolate, this sort of thing. This is in the Scotch realm. Crown is popular in the U.S. It's a rye. No, Crown Royal is a Canadian whiskey. It's not a rye. It does have rye in it, but it is not a rye. Now, that's a little bit confusing because in Canada, we have a habit of calling whiskey rye, even if it's not rye whiskey. There are people in Canada that just call a bottle of whiskey a bottle of rye, even though it's like bourbon or something like that. Like, I could call this a bottle of rye, but that's like Canadian slang. It doesn't get used that much anymore. But no, Crown is considered a Canadian whiskey, which Crown Royal is like a mix of a bunch of different grain whiskeys. So basically how Canadian whiskey tends to work is they'll make a corn whiskey and a malt whiskey and a rye whiskey, and maybe they make a wheat whiskey, and then they age them separately in different barrels. And then later they blend them all together and put it in a bottle. That's how Canadian whiskey tends to work. And also Canadian whiskey, just so you know, is allowed to have 9.09% of additives that could be anything. Pretty much anything. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly what you wrote there. Yeah. So sometimes Canadian whiskey is just called rye, but it's more just that Canadians just call whiskey rye sometimes. Um, there's nothing wrong with Jägermeister. Um, Now, I don't know if you drink Jägermeister neat, but there was a time when like I enjoyed Jägermeister neat. And people called me weird because like I just like to drink it like straight because I found that fascinating because there's so many like botanicals in it. It's very like syrupy. So, um, it's been a long time since I had Jägermeister, like a really long time. But before like I was into spirits and stuff like that, um, I would just drink straight Jaeger. Not like in like a mix or like a Jaeger bomb or anything like that. And it's funny too. Jaeger is one of those interesting things where like it has a completely different perception in the United States as it does in Germany. Because a Jägermeister or Huntmaster, like that's the German word for Huntmaster. Um, in Germany, it's like an old German man's uh, like after dinner liqueur. It's like it's like not like a hip like party drink. It's for like old men after they have a large dinner. They'll use it as a digestive. That's Jaeger in Germany. But somehow in the United States, it's like the fucking party beverage. Like I don't know how they turned that around, but the fact that it has so many like different herbs and spices and botanicals in there, it just makes it a little interesting, right? It's not quite 40% alcohol. Um, it's kind of like in some ways the alcohol is just like almost like a side additive to this other kind of concoction. Grey Goose. I don't get vodka, man. Vodka sucks. If you're gonna buy vodka, just buy the cheapest one that's actually called vodka. You know what I mean? It's all fucking vodka, man. Like the point of vodka is it's not supposed to taste like anything. It's not like you can have a fancy vodka, really. It's all vodka. So long as it's not like Barton's natural grain spirit, okay, which is not vodka. Um, vodka sucks. Straight up. I mean, drink whatever you want, but vodka sucks. Do you like rum? Yeah, I got some rums. I'd like to get some more rums. The best rums, I can't get near me, really. Um, I'm gonna try to do a Florida Cana 12. And next time it comes into stock, it's like out of stock around here. And then I'll have like a couple of these aged rums, and then we'll probably try to get the like higher age stated Appleton, El Dorado, Florida Cana age stated ones. But that's pretty much all I can get near me. And then once we've kind of exhausted kind of that realm, we'll probably have to order some rums. Complete idiots, yeah. It's nonsense. Like it's not like whiskey. Like there's no reason to pay more than the cheapest vodka. There's no reason. Um, Spice Drum. Okay, yeah, yeah. So Spice Drum is not technically rum. Spiced rum is the word they use because they can't call it rum. It's kind of like a liqueur with rum in it. That's like kind of what spiced rum is. And if you're into that, like Godspeed, you know. Um, there's there's actually flavors in that, unlike vodka. But for me, like I try to like stay a little low on the additives. Like Canadian whiskey is probably the most egregious I'll allow for additives. They wouldn't know the difference. $10 bottom shelf, yeah, because it's just clear burning water. It doesn't matter. Any rums that you can recommend on the cheaper or medium side? I don't think I have any right now that I could say this rum is really good. That is like lower price. My favorite rum that I have um, is not lower price, and it's like not. It's limited edition. But it's also the only rum that I've been able to get that is like higher than 43% alcohol. So that's probably has something to do with it. Um, I don't have a lot of rums right now though, so as I get to more rums, I'll be able to better answer that question. But I don't have a good answer for you right now. I have lots of scotch though. But yeah, Jack bonded rye would be more suitable sipping thing. But you might find that that bonded rye is very spicy. It'll still probably be charcoal filtered, um, so it might be a lot smoother than other ryes. I've never had the Jack Daniel's rye, so I can't comment. It's bonded, so it's going to be a little bit proofed up. But that's a good thing. I think 100 proof is a good place to be. Um, I prefer like a little bit more than 100 proof, but 100 proof I think is a good number. But if you don't drink a lot of neat spirits, you might find 100 proof quite hot for you. That being said, if it's easy for you to get your hands on, it's a place to start for sure. But yeah, like if you want to do bourbon again, like I would try, Jack Bonded, or really like in the same brand. Honestly, Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. If you're going to buy something, Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. If you want bourbon, I think it's a great place to get yourself going. Um, um, but like if you want to do Scotch, there's a whole other world, right? Like, um, which you can get any kind of like Glenfiddich 12 or Glenlivet 12 or any of these kinds of things. Highland Park 12. These are pretty good starters, I think. Don't drink liquor anymore. I was never a fan of anything above 80. I guess I'm a little bish. Yeah. Um, it's just something you get used to. Um, it's 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 like kind of like at first, um, like 80 proof is going to feel like fire water. And then once you've had a lot of things, like it's almost like you have to push yourself a little bit, like which sounds like not good. It's like, well, I don't want something 100 proof. It's going to taste like burning. But once you've had like a good amount of things at 100 proof, you're kind of okay with 100 proof. And then when you go back and drink 80 proof, you're like, this is nothing. Like this thing here, this is this Red Bank premium blended Canadian whiskey. I can gargle this like mouthwash. Like it's like there's no. This is like water, right? This amount of heat is not heat. This is a non-heat for me. For something for me to feel really like it's really hot, it's got to be like 58 plus percent alcohol, right? It's got to be like a 120 proof for me to be like, okay, this is a little hot. This is a little much. But like 80 proof to me, this is like water. It's just there's no alcohol in this. Free to try new alcohol in case I don't like them, then I wasted money. Yeah, so that is definitely a concern. It's hard in the United States and Canada. You can't get very many single serves. Um, there are some, and if you go to a giant if you go to a giant liquor store, they might have travel minis of lots of things that you could try. I don't really know what's available. You pretty much cannot get this kind of thing in Canada. There's some really great spots in the UK that like you can order a single serve dram of fucking like any bottle you want. There's like services and stuff for that, but you can't really do that here. The best option you have, and I don't personally, I kind of get why you wouldn't want to do this option, but the best option you have is to go to a bar that has a very large spirit selection and order some drams there, because then yeah, you overpay for the one glass of whiskey that you get, but you don't buy the whole bottle and then you find out if you like it or not. You'll pay like a fraction of the bottle cost. You don't have airplane bottles in Canada. We do have airplane bottles, but there's not a lot of selection. Like you can get like fucking like Crown Royal and Jack Daniels. You know what I mean? Like it's not like you can get like better stuff than that. It's mostly fucking liqueur and other dumb shit. Um, yeah, it depends on what your accessibility is in the states. But like for example, there's a bar here that has 750 different whiskeys, and I can go and order whiskey there. I can pay like $20 and get a pour out of a bottle that's like $200. That's not quite parity, but if I decide I don't like it, then I just don't buy the $200 bottle and I'm out $20. Um, but you have to be like kind of comfortable with going to a bar and ordering a neat pour and that sort of thing, and want to like consume it in that atmosphere and whatever. My method is I just YOLO. I buy a whole fifth at a time, and I just YOLO it, because the worst thing that could happen is I find out it's dog shit and I have some content. Anyway, so let's do that. We can do that right now. So here today, by community vote, I have today this Angel's Envy Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, finished in port wine barrels. It is from the Louisville Distilling Company, and it is a 43.3% alcohol or 86.6 proof. It is non-chill filtered, and it is natural color. It is 4 to 6 years aged in new charred oak barrels. And then it is 3 to 6 months finished in ex-ruby port barrels. It'll be a wild adventure, I'm sure, an adventure in bourbon. I was in college. I sold individual shot aluminum packs. We'd buy those and give them to the girls to shove in their bras. I mean, whatever works, man. This is a product from a company that was created by Wes and Lincoln Henderson. And if you don't know, Mr. Lincoln Henderson was the master distiller at Brown-Forman for 40 years. And he is responsible, well, I wouldn't say responsible, but he's instrumental in the creation of a lot of brands at Brown-Forman, including some we've talked about today, like Woodford Reserve, Gentleman Jack, Jack Daniel's Single Barrel. He was all around for these particular product innovations in Brown Forman. Then he retired, and then his son Wes brought him out of retirement to create this brand, Angel's Envy. Um, some would say it's his uh, masterpiece achievement. I don't know if that's true or not. I guess we'll find out. Um, and of course, this guy is quite a famous guy. He's in the Kentucky Bourbon Hall of Fame and all that. He's definitely a figure. He's also dead now. Unlucky. But this is his own personal brand that he created with his son. What does that say on it? 10 out of 10 expression. That's so weird. Look at this odd cork. It says it says 10 out of 10 expression. It's trying to influence me. That's not a simple bourbon. No, it's not a simple bourbon. I think originally they sourced the bourbon from MGP and then finished it, but um, this distillery started in 2018, I believe is the correct date. So this is all now, I think, their own juice. Um, so it is a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, column still, made in Kentucky. 4 to 6 years, new charred oak barrel. Qualifies as bourbon in every way until they finish it in a ruby port barrel. So they put it 3 to 6 months into ruby port. Um, and the kind of things from the port barrels that I've had in Scotch that you can kind of assume that you might get is like kind of a red fruity character, a rich plum kind of note. These are things that are common from port. Um, I don't have enough experience with different kinds of port barrels to know the difference between what you might get out of a ruby port like you have here and like some other kind of tawny port or so. I'm not really sure. Um, I do know that the ruby port tends to be um, quite a bit younger, quite a bit sweeter, more fruity, and less like on the like nutty kind of aspects that you might get in a tawny port. But we'll see what exactly actually kind of gets absorbed here by the liquid. Um, because again, it's not like you're dumping port into the bourbon. It's probably maybe it could be a wet port barrel, but it's whatever port gets extracted out of the barrel walls um, from the already quite expressive bourbon. Because New Charred Oak is very expressive on the base spirit, right? So it'll probably whatever finish you would do on a bourbon probably competes somewhat with the New Charred Oak aspects, but I haven't had a lot of barrel finished bourbons to say. So this will be an interesting experience somewhat. It is 43.3% alcohol, so it's not super duper strong. Um, and I'm not sure if this particular proof they chose because this is like a great place for the port notes to be expressed at. I'm curious if the cask strength one might have more of a port character, but we don't have that today with us. And this is natural. This is a natural color here. You cannot put E150 caramel coloring in bourbon. So this is the natural color of the liquid. 4 to 6 years, new charred oak, plus whatever color you would get 3 to 6 months in a ruby port barrel. But also this has been diluted from likely somewhere around 120 proof to 86 proof. So quite a bit of water has been put into this before it went into the bottle. Um, So you can imagine this at cask strength would be quite a bit darker. All right. See what we can get on the nose here. Huh. Well, that's kind of interesting. Oh, there's definitely a red fruit in it. I kind of like that. There's definitely like a strength, although it kind of feels more like a strengthening of the cherry, kind of like that standard bourbon kind of cherry note that you get in like Maker's Mark or a good amount of bourbons. They have a cherry, and this is kind of like a Nuchardo cherry character. But to me, it's almost like more juicy. It almost feels like that cherry was reinforced by the ruby port cask. Like it's made more loud and more present, more sweet, more artificial, closer to like a cherry blasters kind of cherry. You get a little bit of those oaky notes in there. And I'm also getting a spice that to me is coming across not quite cinnamon, more like cocoa. I'm also getting a note that I would maybe not great for some people, but I would equate to like shea butter. Overall, it's not the most expressive bourbon nose I've ever had. Um, it's definitely like got the light shining on the like red fruit realm, but it doesn't feel like a brand new addition. It feels like that kind of red cherry, red berry that you sometimes get um, in bourbons is like really rich and really powerful. Some butterscotch in there. Bottle looks like some of the maple syrup bottles they sell here. A little bit. Do I still? I wonder if I still have that maple syrup bottle I found. Um, let's see if I can still find it. Hold on. It was a long time ago, but I might be able to still find it. I was at the grocery store and I found this. Oh, here it is. Um, I found this bottle. Um, doesn't that look like liquor? Grade A organic maple syrup, amber, rich taste. I seen that on the shelf and I was like, is that booze? Um, there is some maple syrups that I'm looking at getting that we will try on stream eventually, and basically what they are is they're maple syrups that have been aged in alcohol barrels. So there is one that's aged in a bourbon barrel, one that's aged in a Scotch barrel, and one that's aged in a cognac barrel. It's maple syrup, that they put in like a cognac barrel and aged it. So I think we'll get some of those and we'll try them on stream eventually. I think that'll be interesting. I'm not sure how much of that like Scotch character you can really transfer into something as thick and like sweet as maple syrup, but I'm down to give it a go. We'll get there eventually. Yeah, good amount of oak hit on this particular. But there's like definitely like a an overarching like the main note here is like artificial cherry, Swedish berry kind of red uh, fruit note. And that's like presiding over kind of a lot of typical bourbon notes like butterscotch, oak, some vanilla, a little bit of like cocoa. Um, I kind of like it though. I like the nose. It's not like super duper loud, but again, we're playing at a lower proof here, um, and it's giving me something that's a little different than your regular bourbon nose. Hot sauce in California, Carolina, and South Carolina that ages their sauce in Chardonnay wine barrels. Yeah, there's I'm sure you've seen that George Dickel Tabasco. Have you seen that? That George Dickel that's aged in Tabasco barrels. That's probably like fucking nasty. All right. That sounds awful. Yeah. Let me see if I can find the exact deets about it. I'm curious. Um, George Dickel Tabasco barrel finish. Um, I'm trying to find one like a not shit. Oh, there's a fucking video review. I don't really want that. I can't find a good site about it, but there it is. Nose, vinegar, peppers, hot sauce, sugar. Taste, children's fruit flavored cough syrup, hot sauce. Finish, a short to medium finish with restrained heat and maybe a hint of whiskey. My acid reflux just skyrocketed looking at that. Yeah. I think it's only like, it's not even whiskey. It's like 35% alcohol. So it's technically not even whiskey. But it's just like, that just seems rough. All right. On the palate, Angel's Envy. Cheers. Hmm. It's really smooth. I'll tell you that. The We're gonna try it again, but it's really hard to get the port out of that on the palate. Um, it's kind of weird. It's kind of like it kind of feels like bourbon, but the notes are kind of weird. Like the notes are kind of garbled up a little bit. That's like the best way I can describe it. Um, it's not super duper like boom and plums or something like that. That's definitely not there. Maybe a little bit on the nose, but it's definitely very sweet. But I'm having a hard time finding that port. Like it's a little it's done a little bit of something, but it almost feels like it just feels like maybe I think that's occurring most to me is that it's like it's a lower on the proof end bourbon. I've done so many bourbons recently that are so high proof that this one being a little lower is maybe like almost like the most non-standard thing about it for me right now. Yeah, it's kind of just like a smooth, sweet, butterscotchy bourbon, very like much on the caramel butterscotch. A little bit of spice on the finish, a little bit of oakiness in there. That port is so hard to find on the palate, man. I'm actually a little bit disappointed. I was hoping for a little bit more of that red fruit, a little bit more of that like bursty cherry, a little bit more of that like Swedish berry that's on the nose. It's not quite there on the palate. That being said, it's like it drinks pretty well. It's like pretty tasty. But it's like it's not quite fulfilling the promise. You know what I mean? I think the promise here is like to get some of that real port influence, and it's there on the nose, absolutely. But I don't know if it's there on the palate. Ooh, it's rough. Maybe it needs time. Maybe it needs some air. I don't know. Maybe it's like fighting too much with the new charred oak notes right now. Um,
He has a university degree.
man. Yeah, I expected more red fruit. Ah, man, that's so hard to find. Yeah, I think what I'd say so far, and maybe it's a neckboard related thing. Maybe this will get better with some time, with some air in the bottle. Maybe some of that fruit will come out. But right now, there's definitely a rich, kind of artificial red, syrupy, like cherry, Swedish berry kind of note on the nose. That is definitely like I can tell it's from the port barrel, but it's really not there on the palate. I think it does something to the bourbon notes. They're like the bourbon notes seem very soft, like slightly remixed, but that could just be that we're playing at 83% or 43% alcohol, which is kind of quite low on the proof compared to the bourbons that I've had in recent memory, which are all like barrel proof and stuff like that. It could be that just there's a little bit more water in here, so that's kind of like changing the formula a little bit with how these bourbon notes come out. But I'd like to think the port barrel would have some play on the palate, like a little bit more than I'm getting right now. It's not quite doing it for me. Because again, I feel like when you look at this, the promise of this is, hey, this is bourbon with like a red fruit thing going on, like a real strong plum or fruity thing. I kind of really expected to find it in the mid palate. I expected in the mid palate to just get this plum thing or something, and I'm not getting it right now. Um, so in that way, it's failed. It's failed the promise to me, at least on the neck bore. Yeah, I feel like it's on the nose, but it's not there in the palate. Yeah. Ah, man, I'm a little disappointed. I'm a little disappointed. Maybe if this was cask strength, you would get it. I'm trying to figure out what the problem is. Or maybe it just needs air. We won't riddle too much about it. It could just be it needs some air in the bottle. But right now, I'm like straight up two red banks out of five. It's really not doing it. It's not doing what I want. I expected more. I didn't expect that much, and I still expected more. Um, it's not. It's and the thing is though. I think at the end of the day is this is not a bad bourbon. Like it's a lot sweeter and more approachable than a lot of the bourbons that I've had recently. I'd like to put this head to head against some other bourbons. Maybe that'll help bring out the red fruit character. Is if we like do this in like a blind head to head or A/B compare or something like that. We might have a better chance of seeing that port barrel. But right now, it kind of just feels like a low proof, very sweet, approachable bourbon with a lot of fruit character on the nose, but it's just not present on the palate. Yeah, like I'm not disappointed because it like tastes bad. I'm just disappointed that it didn't do the thing. It didn't do the thing I was hoping it would do. You know. Whoa. There is a cask strength version of this, and there's also some other versions with some other barrels and stuff that we could try. Um, we'll give this some air, we'll give this a month or two, and maybe that fruit will really get in there. At least I'm hoping. So I guess that's that. I guess that's that for this. We'll play some games for a little bit. Play some more Marvel Rivals. What a game. Whoa. How'd that happen? Pass the ball, score, intercept the ball. Okay. Play some soccer.
Welcome to the Clash of Dancing Lions. Time to select your hero.
Stepping out of the shadows.
Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The competition has begun. Three-pointer. Way to go. They scored a 3. Yikes.
That's bullshit.
The right heroes could make all the difference.
I am Groot.
Round one, go! They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
I feel something familiar about you. So, we have walked the same path.
Assassins like us belong to a pretty exclusive club.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! You need to stop that vehicle in its tracks.
Because he gets me.
This location seems dangerous.
I still want you.
He stopped them in their tracks. Enemy in our sights.
I am Groot.
Whoever they are, they don't look friendly.
Don't bite me. Here. Come back. I've got eyes on an enemy. You're welcome.
That's how we do it in Tokyo.
Your god is suffering. This is real firepower! Bring on the chaos. Stand down! Hey, Teeny! Enjoy the amplifier! Stand down!
This is just one of your tricks, right, Toby?
You will again!
Here comes trouble. With you. I am ready to put on a show.
Dying!
We are undefeatable.
I am Dark Child.
I still want you. I gotta make another beacon? Your god is suffering. I'll patch you up.
I am
2, 0.
I'm not sure how we can beat that.
Time to switch things up, including which side you're on.
I am Groot.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one. Round 2, go!
Asgard has been invaded yet again. But as always, Loki shall prevail.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Something seems fishy.
You cannot save Yggdrasil, nor can you save yourselves.
Then I took over.
You know who killed them.
I don't want.
Get this vehicle where it needs to go.
Yes, quite.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Help get that vehicle to its destination.
Interesting little creature. You're welcome. My full support.
Final score 1, 2, 0. Another epic victory! Big win! The right heroes could make all the difference.
Venom.
Round 1, go!
I'm gonna pick a healer.
Who are you calling a raccoon, huh? You can count on me. I got a plan.
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
Fascinating.
Wait, what are we talking about here?
That the multiverse is so vast, and yet is protected by something as insignificant as a spider.
Shouldn't you be stuck to the front of a fridge somewhere?
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
If I didn't have Tandy, Dark Force would have taken me a long time ago. They're coming up ahead. Suffer in the darkness.
You're welcome. One scratch my back. Enemies help.
Jesus. That fucked me up.
Denizens of the deep. You never.
Oh, I'm gonna get some revenge.
Hey, how come there are so many of them?
You're welcome.
Almost didn't make it again.
Behind you. You need to stop that vehicle in its tracks.
This is a nice spot. Squids. I mean,
Better stop that vehicle.
Leave them to Khonshu. I am vengeance. Denizens of the deep.
Fucking Aquaman wants my ass.
you're welcome.
Wreak your creative destruction here.
Go! Namor's 8-armed pals are officially fish food. You're ready for action.
Thanks. Disappear!
Good medicine.
Better stop that vehicle. Double KO. They've made it halfway. Stop them.
Squids for you.
I'll patch you up.
The wounds are gone. Thanks.
From the cold.
As the Gargantos himself.
Jeez.
Anyone willing to help?
Denizens of the deep.
Things are gonna be different this time.
I unleash the Vishanti's power.
I feel like myself again. Namor wasn't bad enough on his own. Armor patch here.
It seems we
Hey,
have company. Good medicine.
You're welcome.
I have tagged a foe. Great. Hunt them.
My fists are all
Someone scratch my back.
Leave them to Khonshu.
I'll patch you up.
There's still a chance to stop them.
Dude, I'll be dying.
You ain't got rid of me yet.
This Aquaman guy is just all over everybody.
Now might be a good time to stop them.
And their team is not dying.
Better stop that vehicle.
You should be ashamed.
Rockets launching again.
No heal, a guy says. No, I don't think that's true.
Strange little monster.
You're ready for action.
That's better.
It's now or never. Stop them.
Relay deployed.
Anyone willing to help?
Get murdered over and over again.
Rockets launching again.
Namor's got some extra.
Don't give them another inch. Or else.
Time to drain. Punisher's down.
Don't mind me. I'm just
Leave them to
I'll
Khonshu.
patch you up.
The current score is 0-3. Time to switch things up. including which side you're on.
Who are you calling a raccoon, huh?
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one. Round 2, go!
I am Groot. I am
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
I know every creature who dwells in the sea, but never have I seen any quite like you. Indeed, you are one of a kind, but that doesn't mean you have to be alone.
So Aquaman guy's 30 and 0, 30 and 1 or whatever.
3,
It's like just
2,
not even in the right skill bracket, I think.
Let's capture the mission area. Got it?
Either you're on my side, or you're next to the line to fall.
Strangers to my kingdom. Attack them! Wash our foes away! Namor does not. Groot! I am Groot! I am Groot! Not obey, so they paid the price. I am Groot!
So slaughter.
One octopus attack over.
Conscience smiled on us.
Wow, that didn't work at all.
It seems we have company.
What are you getting into? What are you getting into? What are you getting into? You don't need to get into that.
Double KO!
I think this is a easy GG. Yeah. What are you getting into?
Only 60 seconds left.
What? You gotta lay down. What?
Down to 30 seconds.
And lay down. Chill.
There's no time to waste.
You're getting into stuff. Being nosy.
Final 10 seconds.
I feel like this
Final score. 0.
this is the Aquaman guy. He's not in the right skill bracket. That guy is way too good.
Well, you can't
That guy is way too good.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
And those kids being noisy? Is that why you're here?
Science.
Round
I'm
1,
not Hulk.
go!
He's part of me, but he's not all of me.
I'm hulking. Ow!
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
So you're telling me there's a whole multiverse full of spider folk?
I know. Pretty cool, right?
You gotta be kidding me. I can barely tolerate one of them.
Yeah. I've been told I'm alive.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
You're mine. So if the timelines are all entangled, how many MJs are there? This could get complicated.
Strong again. Hulk protect. I'm a shield.
Smashing is one.
The moon haunts you. Ah, no smashing us now.
The shield.
You need hope.
Nice.
Hulk grateful. Hulk protect.
Two's better than one, I guess.
Help get that vehicle to its destination.
Ooh.
Berserker. Rage.
And on. Curious.
Tandy needs help. Let's get back up on his
I didn't even know that character had a ranged attack.
again.
Get that vehicle moving again.
Ow.
There's an up.
Who needs Panthers when you got a...
I am
Got you.
against the world.
They got behind you!
Oh god.
No smashing us now!
Just embrace the light! You're halfway there! Keep going! We've got a statue to deliver. Let's get it there. It feels like the spirit of the city just... Look behind you!
Together for victory!
The moon haunts you!
Almost there! Don't turn back now!
There's gonna be a fight! No smashing us now!
Can't see nothing, darling. You nosy girl.
Checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
This guy's crazy.
T'Challa wants statue. Let's go. No smashing us. Behold the god!
Double KO!
You were expecting the Hulk?
Get that vehicle moving again!
What are you doing, you nosy girl?
No more magic, Moon Knight.
Us against the world! I am ready to put on a show!
Time to make them pay.
Okay, please, don't worry
I
about
have
the
to get
Ark
this
anymore.
right this time.
Get that vehicle moving again! Destroy these unks as soon as you see them.
Promise T'Challa we will deliver. Don't quit now.
That vehicle isn't going to escort itself, you know.
Can't win without hope.
Double
There
KO!
we go, making some progress.
No smashing us now!
Hold still, I'm trying to help.
Brimstone kitty cat to pair. Hold protect! Behold the god of Hulk!
You'll have to go in the room if you want to share them. This is cool stuff. Like,
Okay, another young. Us against the world!
The moon haunts you!
Hold still, I'm trying to help. I am ready to put on a show!
No smashing us now!
This Wolverine is just like crazy, man. He just goes in.
Walk it off.
Hold still, I'm trying to help.
Strong again!
Another shield.
Only 60 seconds left.
Can't win without
This will
hope!
haunt my nightmares.
Must not end here.
That's it! Don't let anything stand in your way.
I'm a shield!
Obstacles is
2 to 0. Time to switch things up, including which side you're on.
Science solves problems.
The right heroes could make all the difference. Round 2, go!
Freedom's an idea. I was always meant to be a soldier.
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
Time I see you, I think to myself, as long as Spider-Man is still around, everything will be all right.
That's a lot of pressure.
I don't mean it that way. You just mean a lot to a lot of people.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
Time has claimed a lot of good soldiers. I won't let it take any more.
Let's dance! Quite the power surge! They are marching in the fight. Catch!
Gotta wait for reinforcements. Oh no! Not Cap!
Now my time. That's the boost I need. I never stay down. Hostile forces incoming.
You need to stop that vehicle in its tracks.
Someday.
That's the boost.
Absolutely not.
Your attacks are futile. Justice, like lightning.
Us against the world!
How can a thunder god fall?
Jeez, this is not going very well.
Double
Live to
KO!
fight another day.
There's still a chance to stop them.
I am Groot.
Stand down!
I am ready to put on a show.
Fear Magneto!
Assemble!
Chaos always be.
You shouldn't have started something with me.
You owe me one.
Little help here?
Us against the world.
Stop them in their tracks.
You get a web, and you get a web, and you get a web!
Everybody needs a hand sometimes.
Pretty sure those are bad guys.
He stopped them in their tracks.
Tandy needs help. Aren't you will play us no more?
I am ready to put on a show. Everybody needs a hand. Or a dad. Us against the world.
The moon haunts you!
Tree is down!
The moon haunts you! I am Groot! Assemble!
Only 60 seconds left. Us against the world. Double KO. Down to 30 seconds.
All clear, no more on.
No.
They hit a checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop them.
I shall return you to the...
I should be singing low. Better stop that vehicle.
I like stopped dying all of a sudden.
Let's pop back up under their noses.
I am ready to put on a show. Hold still.
Assemble!
Only 60 seconds left. Final score: 2-3. Well, you can't expect to win them all.
My baby. You know, leave the red bank alone. You may knock it over the other time. You just want to get into stuff. You're just trying to get into stuff. Yeah. I can't pay attention to you all day. You got plenty of attention already. We wish wouldn't do anything else if it was up to you.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one. Get ready.
Hands dirty. Such a sweet little morsel.
In a big crunchy shell. Try to take a bite out of spider and you'll chip a bang.
We do not wish to consume you, child. At least for now.
Yeah, well, let me know if there's a change to the menu, okay? The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Help get that vehicle to its destination. That one hurts.
Oh, my shield. Was I hit it by accident? I don't know.
I like the old. Resistance is futile. Chin up. They are coming from behind.
I mean, we're not really killing them, you know? That thing where we're supposed to kill them, we're not really doing that part. There we go.
You're halfway there. Keep going. I am ready to put on a show. Fear doesn't behind you.
Maximum pulse!
Friends, gather around. A nice deep freeze. Get that power moving, please. Please, we're hurt.
Suffering the darkness.
My time to shine.
We have returned.
Spider mode. Help, friends. Only 60 seconds left.
I don't fear pain.
You get a web and you get a web and you get a web.
Watch out, they're
A
headed
nice
our way.
deep That one hurts.
Why, mouse? Why do this?
Unleashed.
Down to 30 seconds.
I'm
Hulking out.
Focus on the back. Time. Almost there. Don't turn back now. A nice deep freeze. The final 10 seconds. I am ready to put on a show.
us against the world.
We'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner. Focus on the back.
That went well.
We have returned.
The current score is 0-0. Time to switch things up, including which side you're on.
You are insignificant.
Not like in
The
the
right
floor,
heroes could
Josh.
make all the difference.
After approximately 1-1, watch your chocolate milk doesn't fall over. Warnings. Chocolate milk fell over.
Should be relegated to sippy cups, I think.
Alright.
Freedom's an idea that will never die.
Round 2.
Get who you're fighting for.
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
Does anyone wish to find out if they're worthy? Come on, it'd be fun.
Haven't plenty of people lifted it already? There's Cap, Jane Foster, that alien horse guy.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You need to stop that vehicle in its tracks.
This feels like an Avengers game. I mean, I'm making
You dish it out. I can take it. Someone scratch my back. The captain is down.
What? I can't hear you.
Having more than one child in the house at a time is excellent birth control.
Oh, that's true.
Hey.
Endless fury.
I'll be ship-shape in no time. Enemy ahead. Prepare to engage. Stand down. These come in real handy. Us against the world. Justice, like lightning. Sorry, soldier. And stay down.
There's a look behind you.
I'll be ship-shape in no time.
I am ready to put on a show.
Coming through. Bring on the chaos. Take this.
You sure those are bad?
This is real fire!
I never stay down.
It's not every day you bag a Wolverine.
I'm
Hulking out.
Your god is suffering.
stand down. Take this. Good thinking, Thor. Just in the nick of time.
Only 60 seconds left.
Jeez.
Behold the god of thunder!
Live to fight another day.
Oh.
30 seconds.
Oh, I'm
fine, don't mind me.
Okay, hold your horses.
Hero comes back to hell.
You get away, bitch. You get away.
Sorry,
You get
soldier.
away.
Oh, I'll be shipshape in no time.
The final 10 seconds!
Justice! Great lightning! Sorry, soldier. You can always catch.
We'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Those guys are about to shoot at us.
I am ready to put on a show! Stand with you!
Sorry, soldier. You can always count on me, partner. I'm going after you.
Final score 1, 2.
I have no idea how we won. That's crazy.
Another epic victory! Big win!
Out of danger, I guess.
Pick your hero. Or villain. I'm not judging.
Science, being the Hulk isn't so bad.
Seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Your idealism refreshes a battered old soul.
You can't be that old.
Astral projection makes me feel old.
I'm hulking out!
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
What has Victor gotten us into this time?
Here they come!
We can cause significant damage.
Looks like the mission area is yours. Place the light.
Patch you up.
Was put to scratch.
They captured the mission area.
I'm hulking out!
A force field.
Stay
Go
away
on,
from
time.
things when they're levitating. Okay, I got the eye.
This should limit any
Enemy
damage.
in front of us.
Control seized.
never fail to impress me, Reed. Help! So cold. Pick up your toys, Moon Knight.
Falcon little piece called grateful.
A shortcut. I unleash the Vishanti's power. Science and magic combined.
They're coming up ahead.
You captured more than half of the mission area. Us against the world!
Behold the god of thunder!
I create my own shield.
Anyone willing to help? You think I'm afraid of big butts?
Look out, behind us.
Help protect!
Sorry about that.
Sentry is almost yours!
By us to obey.
I thought he was supposed to figure all this help. So cool.
Called grateful.
Limbo unleashed. Vortex field.
Our enemies are near.
Stick around.
Being the Hulk isn't so bad.
I'm hulking.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Doctor Strange, wow.
We're in this together, Tandy Bowen. Get the stars out of your eyes and let us fight.
Whoa, all business.
The fate of many worlds is at stake. It is a mighty quest.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got
Feel
it?
like Hulk should knock that over.
It took us a long time to learn that our powers are related. They look like they mean business. Vortex field. Pick up behind you.
Hunt them.
Armed and dodging!
Capture now. Capture the mission area!
You ever run out of these arms?
A foam of light. Us against the world!
This is real firepower!
Behold the god of thunder!
Don't drown in the darkness. First put the scratch.
Hold still. I'm trying to help.
I have to get this right this time.
I'm hulking. Ow!
Help. So cold. A little help, please.
I unleash the Vishanti's power.
Your team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
Armed and dangerous!
Glad to help. Control seized.
Letting the Dark Child out, I see.
Done.
That much closer to victory.
Just a shield light.
Strong again.
Enemy in front.
If at first you don't...
I'm hulking out!
Too easy.
Limbo stands with you!
Send magic coming.
Heavy, huh?
My power grows.
Capture more than half of the mission area. Keep going. Control lost.
Strong again!
This is real firepower!
Stick around!
Us against the world!
Behold the god of thunder! Many enemies, not enough friends!
You're welcome!
You were expecting...
I'm hulking out!
Being the Hulk isn't so bad.
I'm hulking out!
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Your idealism refreshes a battered old soul.
You can't be that old.
Astral projection makes me feel old.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
I don't think I could handle the pressure of the Dark Force. Now I see them.
Nice view from up here.
Get ready to launch!
They're sneaking from behind. A little help,
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
over here.
Hulk smash! The moon haunts you!
Mission area!
Leave them to us!
Here we go again.
I'm hulking out!
Pentagram of Hurrah. I unleash the Vishanti's power.
Can always use your shield. Doesn't look behind you. Shields up.
Letting the dark
Us against the world!
Behold the god of thunder! Behold the god of thunder!
Control thieves!
Out! Done. Knew we could do it.
Hey, nice view from up here.
Shield, huh?
We've got trouble.
Judge! Jury! Executioner!
With you!
Hold still. I'm trying to help.
Hulk protect!
Armor is this? I unleash the Vishanti's
Half of the mission area. Keep going. Us against the world!
Hulk grateful!
progress has passed the halfway point.
Strong again! Hammer shield!
What's this? Don't worry about the ugly one.
The moon haunts you!
This is real firepower!
Behold the god of thunder!
Destroy these unks as soon as you see them.
Hammer shield!
Everybody needs to let's keep fighting until we have a winner.
Many enemies, not enough friends. There's gonna be a fight. Strong again.
You can always use a shield. Well, you can't expect to win them all. Pick your hero. Or villain. I'm not judging. Seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Freedom's enough. If we don't stand up for what's right, who will?
I cannot seem to read your thoughts.
My helmet is shielded from telepathic intrusion. One can never be too safe.
So I have learned. This world is full of dangers I could never have imagined.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
We must stop Doom's schemes before reality unravels around us.
Our adversaries gather. Sorry,
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
He's
come in real handy. Sorry, soldier. Take this. We're out.
Poison knife.
Battlefield medicine.
I'm hurt.
They
You
captured the
think I'm
mission
too
area!
old for this?
Goodbye for now. There's something about this place.
Let's dance. That's the boost I need.
Destroy these locks if there is time.
One less og, one less problem. Pick up your toys, no worries, I've got your back.
The fat lady isn't singing yet.
Their team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
A little help, please. Psionic first. Disappear! Now I see them. That's three of them.
I'll be shit-shaking no
They've almost got it!
You're never alone.
Control seized!
We have triumphed.
Let's dance.
All eyes over here. Behind you.
I'll bet this is Moon Knight's doing.
I am wounded. Who will help? We need not fear the
I'll be ship-shape in no time.
It's okay. Admit it. You need me.
I never
You got
stay
both cloak and
down.
dagger. You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Anyone willing to help?
This is war. We keep fighting until we can't fight anymore.
Freedom's an idea.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Beware. I will do what it takes to protect my people, no matter the price.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
I have battled enough demons. Bring on the gods. The enemy has arrived.
Two primal forces merged as one. I feel like myself again.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now. I am ready to put on a show! We captured the mission area!
Exactly what I hoped to find.
Hold still, I'm trying to help. I will help.
shall not be removed so easily.
How sad.
A gift from Honshu, or perhaps a curtain. Much better.
What am I? Invisible?
Your team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
Fear Magneto!
Double KO!
My power cannot be quelled.
They almost got it!
They look like they're in business.
Much better.
A ball of light! Watch me fall! I am ready to put on a show! Anyone ready to help? Let's keep fighting until we have a winner! Turn around, quick! That one hurts.
Oh, sweet moves, right?
All right, it's been rough.
Well, you can't expect to win them all.
It's been rough. We're doing some Ardbeg tomorrow at the same time. You guys will join me for that.